What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the UFC show. This one coming up, I think, has potential to be a good card. It's still not, anything spectacular, but it's gonna have some good fights. Some fights that we can definitely place bets on and make some money on. We will see uh Romanov and Chase Sherman in this fight as well. So yeah, it was on the card last I knew. Yep, Alexander Romanov versus Chase Sherman. Um, that will be on that card. It was scratched last minute in this last fight due to some sort of injury or illness or whatever with Chase Sherman. Anyways, before we kind of start, we, been making some moves, making some buying some stuff that I probably really don't need but I really wanted here lately. Kind of sat on eBay and watched a few items go down in price to kind of right where I wanted them. So we'll have Davey Edits put these photos up because I have them in Discord. By the way, check out our Discord on for the Hashmark Show. It'll have has a UFC talk in there. It has our general bets. It has some soccer channel. We kind of put all our bets in there, and sometimes I put some bonus bets in there for outside of my official top 5 picks. But yeah, I bought a really cool 11 by 14 of Jens Pulver and Uriah Faber, dual autograph from their fight in WEC. Loved that fight. Just a classic, all-time classic fight, in my opinion. And it's probably nostalgia more than anything because I remember, just I was a big Uriah Faber fan at the time, and Jens Pulver was this badass from the UFC that was knocking dudes out, and it was a great fight. They fought twice in WEC. The first one was a really good fight. Their second fight didn't go so well for Jens, you know, but he's that guy. One of the Jens, he's one of the most just genuine guys. If you go watch his Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Jens Pulver, he's a great guy, interacts greatly with his community. It's awesome. I'm glad to go in there and like I'll type questions to him and he answers to them. You tag him, he answers them. But yeah, I was a really big Uriah Faber fan, and I've always been kind of a really big Jens Pulver fan. So yeah, Lil Evil and the California Kid, it's really a cool autograph to have. And like I said, Davey should be putting inserting that into the podcast here to show you what exactly I got. And then I also got a Thug Rose Namajunas 8x10 autograph as well. And I've always liked Thug Rose. She's a great person too. She's like this really wholesome person, and like I like how she handles things. Like she's believes in herself. She's a great role model for young girls and just anybody in general. She's worked hard and she's just awesome. Those are two big cards or two big autographs I got. I got a few UFC Prism breaks for collecting cards. Got some decent cards. I got a couple. Even though Khabib's retired, they still have Khabib cards in there. Who else did I get? Who else did I get? I got a few. Just a few. I got Saeed. I got one. I got his rookie card. That Dagestani takeover. Just it was. I kind of bought a few things this week and just gotten some breaks, and they're fun. Especially if you are a big fan of the UFC, collecting the trading cards, sports cards, whatever you call them. I think it's really unique. And then, I sell them and then I also trade them with people too. So I trade them to get other fighters. If I've got multiple of one, I'll trade them for, other people. Send them in the mail and hopefully they send them back. But yeah, that's mainly what I've been doing. I'm also looking for trying to get a new vehicle. Because well, my truck works fine. I just need something that I can use to haul around my family. Because it's hard to get everybody in a truck. We've got a van, but if my wife's gone, it's hard to get the rest of them in there. So in a truck. So yeah, we're looking at getting an SUV, not another minivan. Maybe if I do get a car, I do want to get a 300C. So that's kind of what I'm looking toward. But yeah, anyways, we should start hydrating, right? Get into this card. So we got the KoolAid Blue Raspberry Lemonade, made by yours truly. Last time I drank it last week. My son had made it. Now I'm gonna let you know there is a right consistency with the sugar level on there. He made his a little sweet. Um, Mine's it's sweet, but it's got that sour that the lemonade should have. His was too sweet to where it was just sweet, sweet, sweet. But I drank it. I'm not gonna let blue raspberry lemonade go to waste. Duh. What if, think this is we rich? No, we ain't pouring Kool-Aid out. Not especially after we buy 48 packets of it. That's not a lot of Kool-Aid if you think about it. 48 packets, 2 packets for 1 gallon. That's 24 gallons. That's only that's like if we're drinking it twice a week, that's only gonna last us 12 weeks. That's 3 months. That's almost the summer. But what if we just go through it like gangbusters one night? Maybe we do it 3 times a week. We got Kool-Aid going. We've had to make it 3 times. Then it cuts it down even more. Then we only got what, like a month and a half of Kool-Aid? I don't know. I ain't wasting it. But with further ado, hydrate straight to the dome. Thanks to our affiliates Glitch, also Jolly Mac coffee. I'm gonna get some of that eventually. Dave's supposed to send me some K cups. Take that shit to work. Drink it on the days when the coffee shop across from where I work isn't open. So Monday, Tuesday, I gotta go without my coffee fix. But hopefully Dave gets me some coffee here pretty soon. But let's go. All right, let's start this damn review. So, UFC Fight Night 205. This bullshit. We're going to start out the night with my fucking, just fucking irritates the fuck out of me fight. That was Dean Barry versus Mike Jackson. This was some fucking ignorant shit. Mike Jackson he was getting his ass kicked and looking for a fucking way out. You cannot convince me otherwise. You took a low blow. He was warned for it. You didn't have to stop the fight for it. You got a second one where he spun and he kicked you. He landed right, low blow. You're fucking yelling, my dick, oh my god, fucking kicked me in the dick, blah blah blah. Fucking took for fucking ever. It's just so fucking irritating because he drug it out, played the dramatics so bad. The refs, he's talking to the ref, he's just kind of like acting so bad. Um, he's laying on the ground after the low blow, and then after he's laying down for a while, he pops right back up. Then they start fighting again, and then he gets raked across the eye. Okay, raked across the eye, and then he deems that he can't fight anymore. But the fucking thing is he didn't look that bad after he fucking, after they raised his hand and his post fight interview, everything. The fucking eye looked fine. Yeah, it does look pretty gruesome in the replay, but fucking, you're getting your ass kicked and you're gonna fucking take a disqualification win. Fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck, that was the worst fucking fight, fucking disqualification bullshit I ever fucking saw. Don't just do us all a favor and fucking never come back to the UFC. Because Dean Barry was gonna fucking finish him. There's no doubt about it. If he didn't fucking, he was landing combinations and backing Jackson up. In the post fight interview, Jackson's talking about how he's never dealt with anybody my size, blah 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 blah. Dude, you were getting your ass kicked. Don't fucking come in here and say that you would have not won this fight. You would not have. I just can't. It burns my ass because Dean Barry should have won this. It was on our official picks. I don't count this fight on my official picks. I'm not going to fucking count it because fucking Mike Jackson fucking whined until he got a disqualification. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Bullshit. Next, we had Felipe Lenz versus Prochnio, and I didn't really pick how this would end up, but Felipe Lenz actually had he's coming down from heavyweight, making his debut at light heavyweight. I can't remember what they said about his before he started in the UFC. He actually fought at light heavyweight, so he had some experience there. So I think the move back down to light heavyweight is good for him. He definitely had some good takedowns, and I think that really solidified the win for him. But yeah, Felipe Lenz won. That was our first official win, and a pretty good fight. Now, I was also watching USFL games too while I was doing this, so kind of didn't catch all these fights. Kind of in the next, like most of them. So Charles Parson won by decision, a unanimous decision against Evan Elder. Kwai Ling Iori beat Cameron Else by TKO. Tyson Pedro beat Isaac Villanueva by leg kick and punches. So yeah, that I do remember that one. He hit him pretty solid in the leg, and it looked like it. I don't know if it maybe tore something in his knee or just something, but he kind of caved down, and then he just threw some punches on him, and that was the end of the fight. Next, we had Grant versus Sergey Kandisko. We had we didn't have this picked. Sergey won by TKO. Then we had Marc Andre Barriot versus Jordan Wright. We had Jordan Wright in this one. Thought it would be a lot closer, but Barriot came out there, and especially coming off of a knockout loss, it was pretty impressive to see him come in and get that submission, that guillotine, which the guillotine was very tight. It was very nice. He, if I remember, I can't remember if this one or the next one's the one where he kind of locked him in there, and he's on his back, and then he rolled over on top of him. It was a very impressive guillotine. Um, and then we had Charles Jourdain versus Lando Venata. That one was a pretty good guillotine as well. So we had back-to-back guillotines. I actually even tweeted that out. It was pretty cool. And then we had Macy Barber versus Montana De La Rosa. Macy Barber won this by unanimous decision. I didn't get to really see this one. This point actually we were watching USFL at our country club here where I live. My aunt owns the golf course here. I'm not rich, but at all anyway. And neither is she really. I mean, running a golf course is very break even. You don't really ever make money or lose money. It's just kind of there for the community. I mean, you're the constant overhead, if you think about it, for the greens fees, paying a greenskeeper, you know, the food that you sell, you don't make a ton of money. So yeah, but yeah, she owns it, and I was out there, and I always pay for my food when I'm out there, just because I mean I don't want to be taking money from the business. That's I mean for me to take food, even though she's family, it's like they're still a business, and you should help your family out. So I always pay for my food, my drinks, as much as I can. I'm sure there's a few times I forgot, but most of the time I pay. So we had Clay Guida beating Claudio Palaos, but that did not happen. Claudio actually caught a knee bar on him, so unfortunate there. We were 1-2 at this point, and after I had left the country club, me and my son just kind of drove around and chit chatted and talked about stuff, and I didn't really worry about the fight. Checked in on it and saw that Jessica Andrade had fucking won by a standing arm triangle choke, which is pretty fucking insane if you think about it. That's for to get a standing arm triangle, phew, pretty tough woman. I think she's ready to get back in there and compete. She is just she's fought the who's who of the division. She's beat some of the toughest people in the division. I mean, she did have that win against Thug Rose, but if you go back and watch that fight, Rose is winning that fight most of that fight, and then she gets slammed and knocks her out. So that's the unfortunate part of that fight. I mean, she does have a win over her. She's got a win over some of the toughest, the toughest girls in there, and she's lost to the who's who. She's beat, Angela Hill's she's a scrappy fighter. Not amazing, but she's scrappy. Joanna Wood, Jessica Penne. She's fought Joanna, Claudia Gadelha, Tisha the Tornado Torres. We just watched her fight a couple weeks ago. Caitlin Shukagan, she beat her. She lost to Valentina Shevchenko, and she's fought the who's who of the women's division, the straw weights. So I think she's ready for her comeback. I would say she's just as, I mean, she's got a good chance to climb the ranks again too. I hope she does. I mean, she's still young. She's 30, so hope to see her back. Fighting some relatively big fights. Now we move on to the main card for this fight, Font versus Vera. This is a very good fight. There's the co-main event's not too bad because we got our boy Andrei Arlovski in there. And then we got some good prospect. I'm stuttering over everything. We got some good prospects in here too as well. So we got we're starting off this card with Tatsuru. I'll just call him Tara. Tara versus Candelaro. This is kind of I think this is Candelaro's second UFC fight. No, oops, shoot! I clicked out of my card that I had picked for this fight card. Who I was taking. There we go. All right. So yeah, we have we got Tara versus Candelaro. The big thing here, on my first official pick, we're taking probably the first fight on the card, which is gonna be Tara versus Candelario. He's coming off a fight. He fought in Dana White's Contender Series, and Tara is coming over straight from Japan. So, we got an older guy versus a younger prospect. I think the big knock on Candelaro is that he gets taken down very, very easily. I think that this is kind of a give me fight for Tara versus Candelario. So my first official pick of the night is going to be Tara. We're going to go with the money line because I think it's going to be a decision. I think might stand up with him for a little bit each round. But he's going to look for takedown and control time on Candelario. So I see takedowns and control time for Tara. The only way that Candelario wins is if he keeps it standing with Tara. But I think Tara's gonna take him down. He's very easily taken down. In his loss that he had, it was he got taken down quite a bit. I think they said 8 times was what he got taken down. Yeah, his loss was on the Contender Series, so it was a split decision. But it is what it is. So he's got to win on the Contender Series, and then he has a loss on the Contender Series, and his loss on the Contender Series got him a contract. But I think Tara will come in here and do. I mean, you could bet the decision here, but the money line for Tara is minus 260. I've bet up to 280, and that was on Adesanya over Whitaker. So I mean, still not too bad for a money line. Not the best, but I don't think he's gonna finish him. The decision, if he could. I don't know. I just think it's a trap if you go decision. And we like to win money, so we want to go with the money line here. The Gina Mazzani versus Shauna Young. I'm not really going to look into that. Or I'm not really interested in that fight. Both have similar records. It's a women's fight, and it could be close. Flyweights could be close. Nathan Levy versus Mike Breeden. Not really into this fight either. That's I kind of did think about it. They said that I was thinking Levy might be someone that you could bet on. But yeah, we're gonna skip. We're not gonna bet on that fight. The one that I do like here, though, is the next fight, and that's Gabriel Green versus Johan Lioness. I like Lioness in this fight. He is a underdog at plus 125. The reason I like him is because He is a lights out puncher. He hits like a freight train, and he can, and not much for grappling, but he can, throw down with some strikes. And when you got somebody that's heavy handed, he's gonna definitely reach out and touch somebody. So I mean, Gabriel Green, on the other hand, he's very receptive to punches. So he does not have the best striking defense. He has a defense of 49%. So he's letting in about 50% of shots. So if you've got some heavy volume on him, you're probably going to be able to knock him out. That's what I'm foreseeing here. And I think the money's good to get it on Lioness at plus 125. When you got a guy that, doesn't like to defend incoming punches, you might as and you got a guy that hits hard. It's gonna have to go to the ground if Green wants to win. But I think we see Lioness come in here with and get a knockout. I pick him on the money line, just because I think that it's good value, plus 125, and that line could move by the time that these fights actually start. So he might not be a underdog at some point. He might be a pick'em, and if you can get him at plus 125 right now, that's really good. So that's the best pick for me, I think, right there is Lioness over Green. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head there, but yeah. Next we have where is I think they got these everywhere. Do they not have? Okay. Daniel Lacerda. We have him, or do we have him? Let's see. Did that guy? Thought there was a different guy that was in there. Apparently not. So Lacerda versus Figueredo. I'm not a big fan. So everybody calls him the bad Figueredo. Not good. I thought it was De Silva, but he must have got pulled out, and I did not see that. Let me look it up. But at the time, I had picked De Silva to get some to win this one. Let me just check here. Let me see here if it's in the news here. Yeah, it must have been moved. Unless it was just. Let me see if it's on the books too, because they might just not have changed it on the card. I don't know why. I just picked. Yeah, I just placed a bet on him. I'm pretty sure. So the original fight that's on here must be wrong, but yeah, it should be Francisco Figuereta versus Daniel De Silva, and they have They have Daniel Lacerda. So I'm picking De Silva here. I don't know if maybe just it's a typo, but on Caesars and on Caesars it says De Silva. UFC it says De Silva. It says Caesar says De Silva. UFC and Sherdog both say Daniel Lacerda, not Daniel De Silva. Unless I bet it's one of those stupid things where it's the name, like they have a different name. I bet that's right. Yeah, Daniel. It's so his name's Dan. It's probably one of those things where his UFC and Sherdog name are Daniel Lacerda. He goes by Daniel. Probably like Blood Diamond. How he has a weird name on like probably on the books, like on the through the betting app and everything. It says Blood Diamond, and then like you know on Caesars it says Silva, and then on this it says a completely different name. So yeah, we're gonna go Daniel De Silva on this one. Just this Figuereta is not he's not the Figuereta you're thinking of. He's not Devison. He's not the good. Next we're taking we have Christoph Jatko. So Daniel De Silva is on our official list. Lioness is on our official list. Tatsu Tara is on our list as well. So moneyline as well. So Alexander Romanov and Chase Sherman, I want to put on my official picks, but I am not quite sure what the lines are because they have not come out with them on Caesars, but they have come out with them on I believe it was not Facebook, Twitter. Twitter said that Romanov is like a minus 1400. So you could imagine that his KO, TKO, DQ submission will be something like I'd say it could be up to negative or minus 350 for that. This is almost an unbettable fight. So I might not put this on my card. Uh Christoph versus Jocko versus Mearshart. This is going to be a good fight because Mearshart is a very fun to watch fighter. Always got action going. Jocko, not so much. A guy that kind of grinds out fights. I think a majority of his fights have gone to decision. We can take a look at that. Jocko. He is at decision. TKO loss, split decision loss, decision win by KO, decision. He's a guy that he grinds out fights. Mearshart, very entertaining guy. Submission win, technical submission, lost by KO'd Hamzat, lost by TKO, lost by submission, lost by a split decision. So I mean, it's showing that he's entertaining. He's going to be a guy that's going to push the pace and look to have the fight put Jocko in some situations where he's going to have to, not be so technical. I don't have an official line. I don't have an official bet on this one, but I would probably go with Mearshart just for the entertainment factor. I don't necessarily have a good read on this fight. So Jocko. Elkins versus Conley. Don't really have a good read on this fight either. featherweight, didn't really see anything that kind of caught my eye between them. Neither between Jared Gordon and Grant Dawson. Actually, no, Dawson. I have Dawson. I have money line on him. He's a strong grappler. He's one of those guys that when he gets control, when he gets takedown, he goes for control and doesn't necessarily try to force anything that's not there. So Dawson, in my opinion, could be. I think he's gonna get Gordon down. He's gonna control Gordon on the ground. Could go 3 rounds. Could be, a rear naked choke. Could be, ground and pound. He's got a lot of submissions and TKOs. TKO punches, elbows and punches, submission, triangle choke, submission rear naked choke. High unanimous decision here, submission rear naked choke, decision, unanimous decision, KO, and then a draw. I think Dawson's gonna come in here and just he'll have he's gonna have his hands full of the guy that likes to drag out fights too. I mean, but I think he can, if anything, he'll get him down and keep him down. So it could go all 3 rounds, but I think Dawson's gonna have a majority of the control time. We're gonna go Dawson money line for one of our official picks as well. So we've got 4 official picks with Tara moneyline minus 260, Lioness moneyline plus 125, De Silva moneyline minus 120, Dawson moneyline minus 170. So that's 4 of our 5. So you can imagine that we're probably gonna go jump over the Philly and Brito fight. Andrei Arlovski versus Jake Collier. I think this is going to be a good fight. Jake Collier has been he's had a few fights here recently. I don't think he was on a fight that we predicted. It was Chase Sherman, and he got a submission on him by rear naked choke. He's fought some tough guys. He's lost to Aspinall. He beat Gian Vellante, unanimous decision. Lost to Carlos Felipe by split decision, and then beat Chase Sherman, who Chase Sherman's gonna get beat by Romanoff, and then Chase Sherman is probably gonna be out of the UFC. I'm not gonna make Arlovski an official pick, but I don't think that Collier can beat. I don't think he can beat a crafty veteran like Arlovski. Arlovski, though, is susceptible if it goes to the 3rd round. He gets his gas tank is just not what it used to be. I'm trying to think of who he fought. Maybe it couldn't have been Chase Sherman he fought that went to I want to say it was Vandera. Vandera he fought, and it was a pretty close fight. Maybe it was Fleep. One of the fights you could just see Arlovski's gas tank isn't what it used to be. I want to say it was maybe Carlos Felipe. You could just see him getting tired and just like there was nothing on his punches in the 3rd round. He's connecting with them, but he's just not it's not like it's not gonna hurt. It's just like bleh, bleh. So yeah. So I'm not gonna make Arlovski an official pick, but I will have him, you know, on my off card picks. I will probably pick Arlovski just because I like Arlovski and I think he's tough and he's a good gatekeeper. You know, keep Collier out, keep the riffraff out. But yeah. And then that comes to my last official pick of the night. I am gonna pick it's Rob Font versus Marlon Cheeto Vera. I'm very big on Font. I think that he had a great fight against Aldo. I think that I think he's going to beat Cheeto Vera. I think he's going to put heavy pressure on him. He's going to learn what he did wrong against Aldo and just put heavy pressure on him and land the good punches like he needed to against Aldo, and he's not gonna, you know, like give up like rounds 3, 4, and 5. Like I mean, he fought Aldo. He didn't he let Aldo, you know, he let him into the rounds. He would do so well part of the rounds, and then like he would let Aldo just have his moments. Vera's never fought 5 rounds, but he tends to be a slow fighter. And when he picks things up in the 3rd round, um, you know, who knows if like rounds 4 and 5 are where he's really gonna, you know, make his killings at, you know. So, you know, he could be, you know, these after rounds 4 and 5, he might come awake and just put it on Font, but I don't think it will happen. Font looked very good in his 5 rounds against, you know, Aldo. I had money on Font. I thought Font looked good. So those are my picks. I'm gonna go. So recapping here, we have Tara moneyline minus 260, Lioness plus 125. De Silva or Lacerda, wherever he's going by, moneyline minus 120. Dawson moneyline minus 170, and then we're going Font moneyline minus 130. So those are the picks, and until next time, next time will be, I believe, the pay-per-view coming up. Let me see. Upcoming. After Font, yes, it will be Charlie Olives versus Gaethje after this Saturday, and you will have a lot of good fights on this one. My girl Rose is fighting Michael Chandler and Tony Ferguson. Shogun's fighting again. He's fighting St. Preux. Cerrone and Loazon are fighting. Lozon, I probably said it wrong. Lozon, Chaos Williams is fighting. Macy Chiason's fighting. Brandon Royval, that's a guy you guys probably have not heard of. He fought actually a guy I know. He fought Nate Williams. He fought him in LFA. He fought him in LFA. Don't know these guys, but they're apparently number 15 ranked heavyweight. Blogoy Ivanov. So we got a ranked heavyweight fight. Feel like I've heard of Melissa Gatto before. And then I've not heard these other two. We got Journey Newson starting it out. Ariana Carlon-Lassi versus Lupi Ganides. It looks like a pretty good card. The the early prelims, maybe not so much. The prelims up to the main, all the way up to the main card, look pretty solid for this fight. So, yep. So until next time, we'll break that down. We'll have five picks for that. We might have 6 picks this week if I can find something decent for Romanov versus Sherman. So we'll see. All right, until next time. Peace.